Personally, this is my style. I love this. Wow, dense, rich, spicy, flirting with the limit. Yeah, come on, so well behaved. Hey, it's Taylor from Cognac Expert. Not just one cognac today, 3 cognacs in front of me from a brand new domain that we are absolutely thrilled to have on Cognac Expert now. What's the domain, you ask? It is Cognac Louis Bouron. Now, Louis Bouron is a small producer, kind of in a northern, a little bit out of the way part of the Cognac region, Saint-Jean-d'Angély. They make blended cognac, coming from a variety of the different crus. They have a complete and a rather big range, I would say, despite me only having 3 on the table today. And they've got some crazy, mega, uber old stuff as well, regrettably, which I don't have with me today. So the 3 that I'll be tasting are the Grande Réserve, which is a 30-year-old blend, the Très Vieille Réserve, which is a 40-year-old blend, and interestingly, the XO is the older of the bunch, a 50-year-old XO. So some serious ages here, 30, 40, 50. And then the 2 that I don't have with me are the Héritage, which is a true 100-year-old cognac, crazy, and the Sublime, which is a pre-phylloxera cognac, although we don't really know what the age is because it all depends when was it put into Damjan or when was it put into bottle. That one I'm not sure. Louis Bouron is packing some serious ages into the cognac. We're excited to have them. Kind of surprised we're only getting to them now, but here we are. So I want to smell and taste and talk a little bit about these cognacs, and I'm going to start with the 30-year-old Grande Réserve. 3 glasses in front of me. Here we go for the smell. Well behaved. Smelling as I want and expect an XO to smell like. Not an Ordage or an Extra. I'm not getting this super mature rancio. I'm not getting anything tropical. This is staying in its lane, and it's like an XO lane. What does that mean? It means I'm getting some spice. I'm getting a little bit of wood, but not too much. I'm not getting much vanilla. And then there is fruit, but it's on a candied side of the spectrum. It is not fresh fruit. It is not like cooking or stewing fruit or anything like that. It is candied fruit. So I'm thinking of like mixed fruit gummies that you can get. At the épicerie up the street, I get these fruit pastes. There are tons of these things in France. So like quince paste, peach paste, apricot paste. Usually when I'm checking out at the épicerie, that is what I'm smelling here. So it's got this nice trio of this candied fruit, the spice, and the oak. Not much floral. And I think that's complex, it's complete, it's mature. Yeah, it smells really nice, really pleasant. It's not outrageous, it's not extroverted, it's just smelling nice and well behaved. On the palate. Yeah, come on. So well behaved. So easy to drink. The candied fruit is there. There's a slightly heavier hit of spice than I was expecting. It's not prickly or aggressive, it's just like warming spices. Oh, it's mouth-watering. I'm struggling to speak. So that's kind of pleasant. It has freshness because of that. There is a little bit of an acidity there, which is making my mouth water and making my cheeks kind of contract. It's not a chest thumper of a cognac, so if you are really looking for an intense tasting experience, or if you're really into your cask strength kind of stuff, I would probably stay away from this. But if you want just textbook XO that's got everything and more that you're looking out of it, this seems to really be doing a good job. It's a complete cognac. It's complete. It's doing a little bit of everything. It's not a young XO. It's not behaving like an Ordage. It's not behaving like a Brut de Fou. It's just staying in its lane. So far, really liking what we got. That's a 30-year-old. So now we'll move to the Très Vieille Réserve. It's actually, what's interesting is the labels on these, they're actually the same. You'd have no way of knowing which one you're actually tasting. The only way is this little neckband up here where it says Très Vieille Réserve. And same goes for the back. There's this nice kind of like manuscript style back label, but they're the same on the Grande Réserve and the Très Vieille. So here we go to the 40-year-old Très Vieille Réserve. Now, I don't really obsess too much about color, but this one is much darker. It's definitely more in the copper, the deep copper tones. So I don't know, maybe this is already influencing me. I'm expecting something a little bit richer, a little bit spicier, a little bit toastier. But let's see what the nose actually brings. Ooh, yeah, okay. So it is deeper, it's richer, it's toasty and roasty. There's this like toasty roasty play that was not really present in the Grande Réserve. This is seemingly more mature. It's also seemingly done on purpose. There's like a choice of oak. Maybe it was a wider grain, maybe it was a stronger chauffe, maybe it spent more time in new oak, but they're purposely amping up the richness, the density, the toastiness, the spiciness, the char on this cognac. Smells really nice. I'm sure you gotta be into that kind of thing. Another smell here. Whew. Yeah, I mean, it's like leather, a little bit of tobacco, a heavier hit of spice, fine furniture polish, a leather belt or a leather wallet. Not much vanilla to speak of. There's spice, absolutely. Earthy tobacco note. There's chocolate, this kind of walnutty thing. Definitely a darker, richer, deeper, toastier vibe here. Wow. Staying in its lane, but it's a very different lane than the Grande Réserve. This is dense, rich, spicy, flirting with the limit. Toasty, roasty, tobacco, earthy, a little bit of like a bittersweet note, pleasant on the finish, a little bit of a tannic grip that the Grande Réserve just didn't have. The Grande Réserve was just so smoothed over and mellow. This one is a little bit more assertive. This one's got a little bit more to say, more extroverted, more mature, a heavier oak profile. So it's sort of a tale of two completely different cognacs, different ages, but two very different choices for how the oak was used. Really interesting. They're so 10 years apart, but they're very, very different. A little more vanilla now that it's opening. Nice. I mean, it's a cold day today, so this is nice. This is hitting the spot. It's complete, it's deep. More of a masculine style cognac. Really, really interesting. Two very, very different cognacs so far. So that was the Très Vieille Réserve, a 40-year-old blend. And now we move to the XO. Interestingly, this one has a different label. It's called the XO, but it is a 50-year-old cognac from Louis Bouron. Color, this is the lightest one. It's the oldest one, but it's also the lightest one. So they're definitely doing some stuff in the cellar with the oak. Here we go. Smell. Okay, little double take there. This is the most elegant. This is elegant. It's not that the other ones weren't elegant. The second one, this Très Vieille Réserve, was not a very elegant cognac, but it wasn't trying to be. This one is definitely more elegant. It's more fine. It's got some finesse. There's a little bit of like a mushroomy thing to suggest that it is an old cognac, but it seems to be an old cognac that hasn't been played with too much aggressive oak. Delicate, I would say. Whitish fruits, yellow fruits and syrup, Mirabelle plums, green gage plums, a little bit of spice, a little bit of vanilla, also something kind of cakey, like a gâteau nantais, these desserts that we get here. Yeah, it's gourmand, it's delicate, it seems to be a little bit fresher, it's got some fruit, but a different fruit than these other two, and yeah, I would never have been able to guess blind that this is the older one of the bunch on the palate. Personally, this is my style. I love this. It is fine. It is elegant. There's fruit, but it's more on like fresh fruit and cooking fruit. The fruit seems to be more intact. It's not going candied or dried or tropical or anything like that. There is a little bit of a mushroomy thing, yes. So there is some rancio, but it's coming from the age and the time spent in old oak. I don't get the feeling there's a lot of new oak on this one. Not much spice, a little bit more vanilla on the palate than I would have picked up on the nose. A nice finish, longer I would say. And it's like the flavors are lingering longer. It's not like a textural thing. So there's not a tannic bite or grip that this one had. It's just that the flavors themselves are more intact and long lasting, let's say. One more shot. Yeah, nice texture too. I'm not a chest thumper. It's definitely a more soft-spoken cognac, but I love that. Delicate, fine, great age, complete, easy to drink, but interesting at the same time. This is a really fascinating journey. 30, 40, 50-year-old cognac from Louis Bouron. I'll put them all up here. We're really excited to have them on board. When we've got them, there's really no one else that I know of that's able to sell and to share these kind of cognacs with a cognac connoisseur community like those of you watching. If you like these kinds of videos, if you like this sort of tasting content and commentary, definitely subscribe to the channel because there's plenty more where this comes from. We are just really excited to share and present Louis Bouron on Cognac Expert. Cheers, see you next time.